Genesis chapter 9. And God blessed Noah and his sons, and said unto them, Be fruitful, and multiply, and replenish the earth. And the fear of you, and the dread of you, shall be upon every beast of the earth, and upon every bird of the heavens, with all wherewith the ground teemeth, and all the fishes of the sea. Into your hand are they delivered. Every moving thing that liveth shall be food for you, as the green herb have I given you all. But flesh with the life thereof, which is the blood thereof, shall ye not eat. And surely your blood, the blood of your lives, will I require. At the hand of every beast will I require it. And at the hand of man, even at the hand of every man's brother, will I require the life of man. Whoso sheddeth man's blood, by man shall his blood be shed, for in the image of God made he man. And you, be ye fruitful, and multiply. Bring forth abundantly in the earth, and multiply therein. And God spake unto Noah, and to his sons with him, saying, And I, behold, I establish my covenant with you, and with your seed after you, and with every living creature that is with you, the birds, the cattle, and every beast of the earth with you, of all that go out of the ark, even every beast of the earth. And I will establish my covenant with you, neither shall all flesh be cut off any more by the waters of the flood, neither shall there any more be a flood to destroy the earth. And God said, This is the token of the covenant which I make between me and you and every living creature that is with you. For perpetual generations I do set my bow in the cloud, and it shall be for a token of a covenant between me and the earth. And it shall come to pass, when I bring a cloud over the earth, that the bow shall be seen in the cloud, and I will remember my covenant, which is between me and you, and every living creature of all flesh. And the waters shall no more become a flood to destroy all flesh. And the bow shall be in the cloud, and I will look upon it, that I may remember the everlasting covenant between God and every living creature of all flesh that is upon the earth. And God said unto Noah, This is the token of the covenant which I have established between me and all flesh that is upon the earth. And the sons of Noah that went forth from the ark were Shem, and Ham, and Japheth. And Ham is the father of Canaan. These three were the sons of Noah, and of these was the whole earth overspread. And Noah began to be a husbandman, and planted a vineyard, and he drank of the wine, and was drunken, and he was uncovered within his tent. And Ham, the father of Canaan, saw the nakedness of his father, and told his two brethren without. And Shem and Japheth took a garment, and laid it upon both their shoulders, and went backward, and covered the nakedness of their father. And their faces were backward, and they saw not their father's nakedness. And Noah awoke from his wine, and knew what his youngest son had done unto him. And he said, Cursed be Canaan, a servant of servants shall he be unto his brethren. And he said, Blessed be Jehovah, the God of Shem, and let Canaan be his servant. God enlarge Japheth, and let him dwell in the tents of Shem, and let Canaan be his servant. And Noah lived after the flood 350 years. And all the days of Noah were 950 years, and he died. Explication of Genesis chapter 9. And the fear of you, and the dread of you, shall be upon every beast of the earth, and upon every bird of the heavens. Fear of you, and dread of you. This reflects a shift in the relationship between humanity and animals. Before the flood, humans and animals may have coexisted more harmoniously, Genesis 1:30. After the flood, God instills fear and dread in animals as a form of protection, recognizing humanity's dominion and their use of animals for food, Genesis 9:3. The fear serves as a safeguard, allowing animals to avoid extinction while ensuring humanity's ability to fulfill their stewardship role over creation, with all wherewith the ground teemeth, and all the fishes of the sea. The ground teemeth. This refers to all the creatures that multiply and thrive on the earth. The phrase echoes the creation narrative, Genesis 1:20-22, and reminds readers of God's design for life to flourish. All the fishes of the sea. This extends humanity's dominion to aquatic life, highlighting that no realm of creation is outside human oversight and responsibility. Into your hand are they delivered. Into your hand. This phrase reinforces humanity's dominion over creation, as originally established in Genesis 1:26-28. After the flood, this dominion is reaffirmed, but now includes a more complex relationship marked by fear and dread. The phrase also implies responsibility. While humans are given authority over animals, they are called to exercise this authority with care, stewardship, and accountability to God. But flesh with the life thereof, which is the blood thereof, shall ye not eat. Flesh with the life thereof. This refers to the prohibition against eating meat that still has blood in it. In the biblical worldview, blood represents life, Leviticus 17:11. Therefore, consuming blood would symbolize a disregard for the sanctity of life, which is sacred and belongs to God. This prohibition establishes a boundary for humanity's new allowance to eat meat, Genesis 9:3, ensuring that while animals may now be consumed, their life, symbolized by blood, is to be treated with respect, which is the blood thereof. Blood is singled out as the vital element of life, connecting it directly to God as the giver of life. This teaching underscores the principle that life belongs to God and cannot be taken or consumed without acknowledgement of its sacred nature. Shall ye not eat? The prohibition emphasizes a moral and spiritual boundary. While humans are granted dominion over animals and permission to eat them, they must recognize that life itself is sacred. This command creates an ethical framework for the use of animals for sustenance. And surely your blood, the blood of your lives, will I require. Surely your blood. This phrase refers to human life, represented by blood, which is a symbol of life itself, Leviticus 17:11. The repetition of blood emphasizes the sacredness of human life and God's concern for its protection. Will I require? God declares that he will hold accountable anyone who unjustly sheds human blood. This shows his role as the ultimate judge and protector of life. It underscores the seriousness of taking a human life and introduces the principle of divine justice. At the hand of every beast will I require it. This statement indicates that even animals that kill humans will be held accountable. In the Mosaic law, an animal that kills a person is to be put to death, Exodus 21:28-29. This reflects the high value God places on human life, which is uniquely made in his image, Genesis 1:27. The requirement of life from animals that harm humans emphasizes God's sovereignty over all creation and his desire to protect human dignity. 3. And at the hand of man, even at the hand of every man's brother, will I require the life of man. At the hand of man. This refers to humans being held accountable for shedding another person's blood. God establishes that murder is a serious offense and requires justice. Every man's brother. This phrase reminds readers of humanity's shared kinship. Just as Cain was held accountable for Abel's murder, Genesis 4:9-10, so too will anyone be judged for taking the life of another. This reinforces the idea that human relationships are sacred and rooted in God's creation. God's requirement for the life of a murderer introduces the principle of retributive justice, which becomes a cornerstone in later biblical law, Exodus 21:12. I do set my bow in the cloud, my bow. The word bow refers to a rainbow, but the term also carries the imagery of a warrior's weapon, specifically a bow used in battle. By setting the bow in the cloud, God symbolically lays down his weapon of judgment. signaling peace between him and the earth. In the cloud, the rainbow appears during or after rain, a natural phenomenon that serves as a visible sign of God's promise. The placement of the rainbow in the sky connects God's covenant to the natural world, making it an enduring and universal reminder of his mercy. And it shall be for a token of a covenant. Token. The rainbow is described as a token or sign, meaning it serves as a visible and tangible reminder of God's covenant. It reflects God's desire to communicate his promises to humanity in a way that is clear and accessible. The rainbow, as a token, signifies God's faithfulness and his commitment to his word. It reassures humanity that he will keep his promise not to destroy the earth by flood again. Genesis 9:11. Between me and the earth. This covenant is not limited to Noah or humanity, but extends to all creation, including the animals and the earth itself. It highlights God's care for the entire created order, showing that his promises are comprehensive and inclusive. The universal nature of this covenant reinforces God's sovereignty over all creation and his role as the sustainer of life. And Noah awoke from his wine and knew what his youngest son had done unto him. Awoke from his wine. This indicates that Noah had become drunk and had fallen into a vulnerable state, which led to the incident described in the preceding verses, Genesis 9:20 and 23. This is the first mention of drunkenness in the Bible and illustrates the dangers of overindulgence, even for someone as righteous as Noah. Knew what his youngest son had done unto him. Ham, Noah's son, had seen Noah in his nakedness and told his brothers about it. The exact nature of what Ham did is debated among scholars. Some interpret it as a voyeuristic act, disrespectfully mocking Noah's vulnerability. Others suggest a more severe act of dishonor or exploitation, possibly symbolic or involving some form of deeper transgression. Regardless of the specifics, the emphasis is on Ham's disrespect and failure to honor his father. Cursed be Canaan. Cursed. Noah pronounces a curse not on Ham directly, but on Canaan, Ham's son. This raises questions as to why the curse falls on Canaan. It may reflect a generational consequence of Ham's dishonor, with Canaan bearing the long-term effects of his father's actions. Canaan may have already demonstrated traits that aligned with Ham's dishonor, leading Noah to focus on him as a symbol of Ham's legacy. In a broader context, the Canaanites, descendants of Canaan, become a significant adversarial group in biblical history, often characterized by their moral corruption. The curse highlights the seriousness of dishonoring one's parents, a theme later reinforced in the Ten Commandments, Exodus 20:12. A servant of servants shall he be unto his brethren. Servant of servants. This phrase signifies the lowest possible status, emphasizing humiliation and subjugation. The curse predicts that Canaan's descendants will serve the descendants of Shem and Japheth, reflecting future power dynamics in biblical history. This servitude is later seen in the conquest of Canaan by the Israelites, descendants of Shem, and their subjugation of the Canaanite nations.